Namaste. In this session, we are going to look at power transformer. Now, power transformer is an extremely useful transformation technique when a desired output is more Gaussian-like, and we'll see it in just a moment. Now, currently, it has Box-Cox and Eo-Johnson transforms available, the scikit-learn implementation. Now, there's a caveat when using Box-Cox. Box-Cox requires the input data to be strictly positive. So all of the values in that particular column need to be strictly positive, and not even 0 is acceptable for Box-Cox. So to fix that, Eo Johnson came up with a transformer which can handle negative and 0 values as well. So this is a graph of before and after power transformer. Before this we have seen before. Now after, you see both of these value variables are so much more Gaussian like now. Both are ranging from -3 to +3, and they both are neither heavily skewed in any direction. So power transformer is a very powerful transformer in that sense. Now we will look at a practical implementation in Jupyter Notebook. Here from sklearn preprocessing, I'll import power transformer, and I'll import the other necessary libraries as well. I'll import the fetch California housing from sklearn.datasets. Then this is my XY now. So now x.head, you see this is my X and this is my Y. Now I do not want latitude and longitude in my calculations, so I'll get rid of them here. Now also you can try having latitude and longitude in your calculations and check if you're getting a better score, but I just removed them for my convenience. Now this is my x dot head. Now it doesn't have those two columns. Now I'll plot each of those columns before and after using power transformer. Okay, so instead of max scalar, I'll say power transformer. Now because some values may have negative values here, but I don't think any of these values have negative. So just let us check, do an x dot describe. We see the minimum values 0.491, 0.84, 0.333 and 0.62. So all of the values are greater than 0. So we can use a Box-Cox transformer here. So I can set the method to be equal to Box-Cox. I have to pass in as a string. You see by default it is Eo Johnson, but I'll set it to Box-Cox here. Now if I press Ctrl Enter, you will see the magic happening behind the scenes. You see the median income, it was a left skewed, it was a right skewed basically, and now we have such a more Gaussian looking like figure. Now it didn't do very well on house age, so that is also one of the things. It will not do well on every column, but on some columns it will do exceptionally well. You see here on average bedrooms it was such a heavily skewed. Now it is such a uh, wonderfully transformed variable. Now you see it is also centered around 0, because if I check the documentation, standardize is equal to true by default, so it is standardizing the values as well. Okay, after transforming them. For average bedrooms it didn't perform very well, it still has a few outliers here, but in population here it has done very well, because if we compare it with standard scaler or min max or robust or max apps, they all showed the same distribution like this, but here it is showing a very good transformation. And also you see average occupation, it was such a dirty variable, now it is such a beautifully weighted Gaussian curve. Now if you want a more mathematical explanation of how this is doing, you can check the Wikipedia. I'll link it in the description below. So if I check for Box-Cox, so this is the formula for Box-Cox. Box-Cox is basically calculating a parameter lambda, which it is calculating optimum value for lambda, which it will use here, and for each y of I it will convert them to a new transformed value. And similarly for Eo Johnson as well. Eo Johnson is quite similar, except that it can handle negative values as well. So you see y is greater than 0, less than 0, we have all of these four possibilities. So this is how Eo Johnson is work. We simply plug in each of the values here of yi, each of the observations, and then scikit-learn will find an optimum value of lambda for us, and that value will be used by Eo Johnson and Box-Cox as well. So just for a convenience, if we want to check what are the lambda values that scikit-learn has chosen, so what we can do here is, after splitting into training and testing set, so now here I'll do it on xtrain. Okay, so after transforming. So this is the values I have now for each of the columns. So now if I do a simple p dot lambdas, it will give me the lambdas it chose for each particular column in the data set. Okay, so it is finding those optimum lambdas for us and then calculating the transformed variables, transformed observations. Okay, so now we'll do a power transformer method is equal to, you can set it to EO Johnson as well, but I'll just do it box cox here. Now if I do it on the linear model, I get an accuracy of 64.5%, and on unscaled model I'm getting the same accuracy of 17.1%. Now for the tree based model, let us check if power transformer has any effect on them. We get an accuracy of 66.86%, and on unscaled data, let us check, I'm getting an accuracy of 66.87, which is quite similar to this one. So scaling again doesn't have any effect on tree based models. Okay, so this was all about power transformers. So I hope you had a good understanding of what power transformer is doing and how is it doing, how is it calculating the lambda values. You can check out other resources that I'll link in the description below. You see, this parameter lambda is estimated using the profile likelihood function. So you can read much more about it. You can go into the depths of it if you want. So, so thank you for watching.